Hello, this is D-Doll. This time, let's take a look at Kyo from 2002, who became the symbol of Kyo-Leggy. Usually, in other series, he was at least an above-average character, but starting from 01, and especially in 02, his specs kept getting nerfed, earning him the nickname Kyo-Leggy. However, 2002 Kyo is seen as the most stylish, so if you chose him for his looks, not performance, you'll need to accept the disadvantage and keep playing. Even though his performance is trash, if you can pull off his stylish combos, you can deal big damage as flashy as they are, so it also makes you look like a pro. Let's look at Kyo, the King of Fighters' eternal main character. This is his Far A, a quick jab, King of Fighters. The attack range is limited because it's a weak normal move, but it has a flaw in its hurt box. It can counter the opponent's short hop attacks, but it's a risky gamble. Let's take a look at the hitbox. The red box shows the attack, the blue box is the hurt box. The attack has a hitbox that matches the graphics exactly, so there's nothing to complain about there, but for some reason, maybe the developer lost their mind, the hurt box actually surrounds the attack box. This basic move can be used for anti-air, but you can see how risky it is. Hitbox. Even doing it this way, you can't beat Pyo. Honestly, this is a close range A that you almost never use. For a weak basic move, it's like a strong basic move. Its startup frames are even slower than the close range C. Since you chose Pyo, you need stylish combos, so after a close range A, you can forcefully link to a close range C. For reference, characters with a short crouching height have a flaw where close range A doesn't hit them at all. Among the basic A moves, crouching A has the most reliable hitbox. Since nearly everything else has flaws, it appears even stronger. Even just looking at the hitbox, the hurt box is tucked inside. Even Billy's broken crouching A from 2002 is easily countered. It's a basic far B for poking, but overusing it leads to punishment. Even if you look at the hitbox, the hurt box is much bigger. You can never win against Saksaki Cooler's Far B. Don't try to win mid-range fights with this. Use it as a bluff to show you can keep your opponent in check. In the next video, it's about the close range B. This basic standing move has a low hitbox, which can subtly disrupt your opponent. It doesn't stop at one hit. You can connect it to A or link directly to the 88 move too. Since the 88 move is often used for stylish mode combos, it's quite useful. This is usually the crouching B that's often used by connecting it from crouching A. Crouching B, crouching A, and the 88 move have been staples since the last series and remain popular. This character is about style, so if you're out of gauge, use forced links to impress. Finish by landing all 4 hits of the flashy animal move for max style. This is the Far C, which is only used by accident, not on purpose. Often you try to use close C, but this happens instead. It's absolutely 0 out of 5 for zoning. The hitbox is larger than the attack range, making it ineffective, and the startup frames are also very slow. Q often uses a lot of gauge for mode combos, but even if you accidentally use it as a raw C, you can still turn that mistake into a chance for stylish combos. Without the close range C, even the last Q fans would have given up. Among the 2002 characters, he has the fastest Genki Bongi activation frames. But this close range C with such good specs has one flaw. Close range C's detection range is so limited that long range C often activates instead. Usually you'll often see long range C come out when trying to force a connection. This issue is similar to the flaw in the 98 report. This is Anja's C with an upward motion. The attack hitbox is also on the upper side, so you might think it can be used for anti-air, but honestly, using this for anti-air is more like a gamble. Even looking at the hitbox, how did they make a basic anti-air lose its hitbox? There's an S-class anti-air move, Guisen Teogi, so there's no reason to use this for anti-air. If that's hard to use, only standing C is left, but that's not cool, so there's no reason to play Q. The hit posture is odd, and this far D has the same startup as far C. However, its hitbox is much better compared to far C. First of all, thanks to the slight jumping motion, the hurtbox on the lower side disappears. Maybe the developers were considerate, because while the attack hitbox is normal, they reduced the hurtbox. Hit. If the fight becomes basic, acting decisively can show your opponent unfairness. D is rarely used since close range C overshadows it. However, since its damage is actually higher than close range C, if you can definitely land a combo, it's better to continue from D. Hit. It's a bit slow, but crouching D can still be used as a main move. Crouching D is pretty average, but even something average is a valuable basic move for hit. The hitbox is fine, and you can counter crouching D's range using an air cancel probability move. If you rely on sneaky techniques, you'll overuse this. Hit. Typical of Kyo-Leggy, this is the trash jump A. These basic moves usually work for air-to-air, but Kyo-Leggy's air-to-air is terrible too. The only alternative is to use it in a rush, but its hitbox is so poor it's useless for that too. The only real use is to annoy your opponent by poking them with it as a finisher. This is the main jumping normal attack. Kyo's normal attack is unusually high performance. Some moves perform better than expected, and the hitbox is well designed. As expected from a light normal, it comes out quickly, so you have no choice but to use it as your main move. Just use C for jumping normals. The stance extends the hand forward and serves as a useful normal for side guarding. Even if you use a low attack to counter Q's jump attacks, jump C usually won't be hit. In other games, jump D was still considered a main air normal. In 2002, it became total trash, earning its reputation as a bad move. If it connects, all characters' strong normals are good, but for Pyo, landing that hit is tough. It can't get past Iori's anti-air, which lacks invincibility frames. For an aerial normal, its hurtbox is actually bigger below than its hitbox. Since the lower part is completely empty, if your opponent really goes for a low attack, there's honestly no reason to use this after jumping. Thank you for watching. This is Kyo-Leggy's special move, Gwangbuyang. Since it has an overhead property when it hits alone, it's good for surprise attacks, but you can also use it for various cool techniques. A drawback is that, depending on the opponent's character, it may hit once or twice. Head-on clashes are usually with Jang Do-an or Xiaomi, often resulting in 2 hits during a cross-up. You can connect a Daisa Chi this way, but this advanced Lightspeed Daisa Chi is a high-level move for when you're too far for the 7-Ho guide to hit and hild. If you miss the Lightspeed move, you risk getting blocked. If you rely on Danji, force connecting a Daisa Chi from a low B is helpful. If your surprise overhead lands, activate your mode and go for a high damage pump. Thanks for watching. Up next is Narak, Pyonghwa's key aerial move. It breaks through guard well, and on hit, the opponent stays stunned for a long time, so it's really good. A downside is getting hit low, but using it near the ground can catch lows too. Thanks for watching. Kyo's signature move is the 88 Shiki. The low stance dodges the robot's powerful projectile, but isn't very effective. If you're thinking of spamming this move on its own, it's better to just drop it. The first hit is fine, but the second is bad again because of its odd hitbox. Let's use it just for combos. For poking, use it like this as a quick finisher. This pattern has been used since the old games. On hit, you can cancel all moves on the first 88 style hit for a stylish combo. You can also create stylish combos during quick attacks, making this special move very valuable. You can corner your opponent and the damage is great. This is the S-Class anti-air technique, 100 Shik Wiesen Taebok. They all have invincibility frames at the start, so you can catch anti-air moves more easily. I've always said in the analysis series that in King of Fighters, the light version is best for anti-air. But since we're using this character for style, we absolutely have to go with the heavy attack, no matter what. You've seen how the damage is insane when this hits as a counter. Using it as a reversal can cause only the first hit to connect, depending on the opponent's state, leaving Pyo flying off alone. So you need to cancel Gangback Sick and follow up with Dei Sa Chi. Of course, if you fail to do it quickly, you'll just end up sending your back flying. If you play Carol, you clearly value style, so don't worry about using your meter. Let's master every cool technique. What's going to happen now? This signature move is often used for zoning and combos. As I mentioned, I mainly use the crouching kick and canceled signature move. However, some characters can block the signature move and hit you with a delayed attack. Even at max distance, delayed attacks can still hit you, so be cautious. In the corner, it's used for juggling, and in the field, it's a setup for mind games. Earlier, you saw Hwang Mulgi caught by a delayed attack. If your opponent tries a delayed catch, use the setup immediately. This way, you can counter a delayed catch. You can follow up with Pal Cheong from the setup, or you can use it directly from Hwang Mulgi. Remember, you can use this for combos. Jachin following Pal Cheong is a finishing move with a low hitbox. Previously, this move was often used as a stylish finisher. But of course, the real finisher is Gyum Liang. It's too bad you can't use it with recoil, but when it hits, the damage is great. When you're low on energy, you can slam this move into the corner for satisfying damage. Among Pyo's moves, this is the easiest animal move with great damage. You can erase the opponent's projectile with a cool punch. Both the animal and yellow moves are possible. See you in the video. The animal move has 4 pages, and the last is cool because it uses the Ghost Ride. A strong, clear hit lets you unleash your full power, even for just a stun. Forced connection, close range attempt, and of course the animal move is white all the way to page 4. This move easily increases the tongue's combo potential. Its properties change depending on whether you use the weak or strong version, but you don't need to worry about the weak one, just use the strong version. It's mostly used after a strong basic attack or to finish a mode combo, not as a recoil move. Sometimes people immediately use red kick as an extra hit after fell, but there's an even stronger option than that. After a light attack, follow with a jumping basic attack. Even without energy, you can still play a strong ball game in the corner. The first one should be used with a strong attack, the second with a light attack to hit, and the final strong Ghost Ride needs to be used as quickly as possible to connect. If you start with a light attack, you can't add a reversal. Don't forget to use a strong attack. Next is red kick. When facing typical characters, it's hard to use it in a combo unless it's a counter hit. However, since red kick is so fast, it's hard to counter, making it a great move for applying pressure. Against a large character like Jenga, you can keep the combo going even on a regular field. This is red kick. Its speed makes combos like this possible only in special matches. In real play, it's mainly used for pressure and zoning. With strong input, it goes farther, but it's still slow and not very good. Using it with light input makes the leg's hurtbox vanish, which is excellent. In the first place, it's so fast that nobody would even think about trying to counter it. It's the classic combo finisher. Its properties vary with strength. The heavy version's active frames are 1 frame faster, but each version has different uses. If you use it with C, the upper part has invincibility frames, so sometimes it's used as an anti-air because of that property. If you use it with A, the lower part has invincibility frames. What's important isn't this, but the lightning fast technique that emerged in 2001. Normally, the direct combo from the normal move wouldn't connect, but if you use the lightning fast technique, it links together. Release the A or C button as the screen darkens and then returns to normal. I'll try it this time without the fast technique. It doesn't connect and gets blocked. Using this lightning fast technique lets you pull off a final boss level double dialogue combo. I've lost count of how many times I've tried. See you in the video. This is Highway Max 2's ultimate move, Shinjin. It's not a one-frame grab, but with some invincibility, I sometimes use it as a reversal. If you manage to land the grab once, you can see a pretty cool animation. Since it's not a one-frame grab, if your opponent jumps during the super flash, you'll be punished. After a strong Kiwanki throw, you usually use Sinjin, but stylish combos are also possible. The damage is huge, but it's also very difficult. I spent countless hours trying this combo for no real reason. It would have been a perfect combo if the enemy had died, but they survived. I wasted so much time trying to pull this off. Correct has many flaws, but excels at powerful combos. You have to endure loud noise and struggle, so fuel efficiency is like a Lamborghini. If you enjoy the flashy fighting style, that's enough to be satisfied with this character. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment.